Have you ever noticed that the moment you start crying, your dog may suddenly stop moving, stare at you, tilt their head, or become strangely quiet? That pause is not random. To a dog, crying is not just noise, it is a signal that something in the emotional atmosphere has changed. Your dog lives by patterns. They know the sound of your footsteps, the rhythm of your voice, the way you open a door when you are calm, and even the way you breathe when you are tense. So when your crying breaks that familiar pattern, their brain does what any sensitive social animal would do. It stops and scans. This freezing moment is often the first sign of emotional processing. Your dog may not understand the story behind your tears, but they can sense that your state has shifted. And before they decide whether to come closer, stay still, lick your face, or walk away, they are trying to answer one silent question. Is my human safe? Crying reaches dogs in a very primal way. Long before dogs learned words like sit, stay, or come here, their ancestors survived by reading distress sounds in the group. A sharp cry, a broken voice, a sudden sob. These sounds can signal vulnerability, danger, separation, or pain. That is why your dog may react even if you never train them to comfort you. They are not following a command. They are responding to a sound pattern that carries emotional weight. Human crying has irregular breathing, higher tension, pauses, and vocal breaks. To a dog's nervous system, this is very different from normal conversation. And here is where it gets interesting. Some dogs do not respond because they know sadness the way humans define it. They respond because your crying creates a biological alert. Their body may become more awake, their attention sharper, and their behavior more careful. In a strange way, your tears can pull them out of their own little world and make you the center of it. Your dog is not only listening to your crying, they are watching your shoulders, your hands, your posture, your face, and your movements. A dog may notice that your head is lowered, your body is curled inward, your voice is weaker, or your breathing has become uneven. This is why some dogs react before the tears even fall. They may sense the buildup, the silence before you cry, the way you sit down heavily, the way your energy drops. Dogs are experts at reading small changes because their relationship with humans has always depended on observation. Think about it. Your dog does not need a full explanation. They do not ask what happened, who hurt you, or why today feels heavier than yesterday. They read the emotional shape of your body, and sometimes that is enough for them to know that something is wrong. Before we go deeper, notice something about your own dog. Do they react before you even start crying, almost as if they can sense the sadness building? If you have ever seen that look in their eyes, subscribe to the channel because here we explore the hidden psychology behind the behaviors animals show, but humans often overlook. And comment below, does your dog come closer when you are sad, or do they just watch you in silence? One of the most surprising things about dogs is that they do not always stay emotionally separate from us. When you are distressed, your dog may show signs of stress too. They may pace, whine, lick their lips, yawn, lower their body, avoid eye contact, or stay unusually close. This does not mean your dog is dramatic. It may mean your emotional state is affecting their nervous system. Dogs can experience a kind of emotional contagion, where they pick up on the emotional tone around them and begin to mirror some of that tension inside their own body. So when your dog seems anxious while you cry, it does not always mean they do not care. Sometimes it means the opposite. They care so intensely or are so tuned into you that your distress becomes confusing for them. They feel the alarm, but they may not know what action will make it stop. Now, this is where many people misunderstand their dogs. One dog may rush over, press their body against you, lick your tears, or place their head on your lap. Another dog may walk to the other side of the room, lie down, or look away. At first glance, one seems loving and the other seems cold. But dogs have different emotional styles, just like humans. Some dogs move toward distress because closeness feels like the safest response. Other dogs move away because intense emotion overwhelms them. They are not rejecting you. They may be trying to lower their own stress. A dog's reaction can depend on temperament, past experiences, attachment, confidence, age, and how safe they feel around emotional intensity. So before judging your dog's response, ask yourself this. When emotions get heavy in the room, does your dog become a helper, a watcher, or a quiet absorber? And here's a question for you. When you cry, what does your dog usually do? Come closer, stare silently, get nervous, or walk away? Comment that because the answer says a lot about the emotional language between you two. When your dog reacts to your crying, it may look like simple comfort, but there is more happening underneath. Sometimes they come close because they have learned that physical contact changes your emotional state. When they press against you, lick your hand, or rest their head on your lap, they may not understand the exact reason for your sadness, but they recognize that closeness often makes the room feel calmer. Other times, your dog is confused. They hear your crying, see your body change, and feel the tension in the air, but they do not know what caused it. That is why some dogs approach, stop, step back, and then return again. They are trying to understand whether this moment needs comfort, caution, or distance. There's also something called emotional contagion, where your dog begins to absorb part of the emotional tone around them. Your sadness may make them restless, quiet, clingy, or nervous. So the response nobody expects is not always perfect comfort. Sometimes your dog is feeling your distress before they know what to do with it. If your dog walks away when you cry, it can feel painful, almost like rejection. But in many cases, that reaction does not mean they do not care. Crying can be emotionally intense for a dog, especially because their human usually represents safety and stability. When that stable person suddenly sounds broken, their nervous system may not know how to respond. Some dogs show concern by moving closer. Others show concern by becoming anxious. They may pace, yawn, lick their lips, avoid eye contact, or stay near the doorway. These behaviors can look distant, but they often reveal discomfort, not indifference. Your dog may be trying to stay connected while also protecting themselves from emotional overwhelm. That is why it helps to look at your dog's full pattern, not just one moment. A nervous dog may return once your breathing slows down. They may sit nearby without touching you. They may watch silently from across the room. Their love is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is quiet, hesitant, and unsure of where to go. The bond between you and your dog is built in small daily moments. Feeding them, talking to them, touching them, walking with them, and sharing the same space all create a kind of emotional map. Over time, your dog learns what you are like when you are calm, tired, excited, stressed, or peaceful. So when you cry, your dog is not starting from nothing. They are comparing that moment to the version of you they know best. A shaky breath, a lowered head, a different tone of voice, or a sudden silence may be enough for them to notice that something has changed. They are not reading your thoughts, but they are reading the signals your body gives away. This is why some dogs react almost immediately. They have spent so much time observing you that your emotional shifts become familiar signals. And the stronger the bond, the faster those signals may register. Your tears are not just a sound to them. They are a change in the person who organizes much of their world. The response nobody expects is that your dog may not only be reacting to your crying, they may be trying in their own instinctive way to change your emotional state. When they climb onto your lap, push their body against you, lick your face, or bring you a toy, they may be trying to pull you back toward calm. Of course, your dog is not thinking like a therapist. They are not analyzing your sadness or planning how to heal you, but they may have learned that when they get close, you touch them, breathe differently, speak softer, or stop crying for a moment. To them, closeness becomes a tool. It is the thing they know how to offer. And that is what makes this reaction so powerful. Your dog may not understand heartbreak, grief, pressure, or loneliness in human terms. But they understand connection. They understand that your emotional state matters. So they bring you the only things they have: presence, warmth, touch, and attention. Your dog's reaction when you cry can reveal the emotional language between you. A dog that comes closer may have learned that vulnerability is safe with you. A dog that watches from a distance may be concerned but cautious. A dog that becomes nervous may be showing that your sadness affects them deeply, even if they do not know how to respond. This is why you should not judge your dog's love by one perfect image of comfort. Dogs do not all express care in the same way. Some lean their whole body into you. Some sit beside you quietly. Some leave, calm themselves, and come back later. Their reaction is shaped by temperament, experience, attachment, and how safe they feel around strong emotions. In the end, your dog may never understand the full story behind your tears, but they can still recognize that you are not okay. And sometimes, without words, advice, or explanations, they remind you of something simple and deeply human. You are not alone. If this made you look at your dog differently, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who has a dog that seems to feel everything, and tell us in the comments, when you cry, what does your dog usually do?